ज्योतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ महागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ श्रीमते जयमिन्याचार्याय नमः। श्रीतलवकारगुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। Today we wish all of our viewers very happy Dasara Navaratri, and today is Saptami, that is Wednesday, with Mula Nakshatram. Saraswati is very auspicious day, Saraswati Puja day. On this auspicious Mula Nakshatram, we, as our videos, we are continuing our lessons. So in that continuation, we would like to have a little bit way of presenting the things in a very easy and a graphical manner. So this presentation you can have the coming session will be there. But before that, I would like to tell you that the way Gemini system is the way it looks into the zodiac, already I have explained, but the way it should be properly viewed is very important, and it is being said in the sutras itself. So Abhipasyanti, that is Karkataka, that is Cancer aspecting Kumbham, that is Aquarius. But from that we'll have a little bit another clue that from Aquarius, if we start and count from Aquarius to, that is Parsabhecha, that is Leo, that is 7th house, we'll have all the signs, that is 7 signs, ruled by all the 7 planets without any repetition. So from Kumbha, that is Aquarius, that is ruled by Saturn, and Pisces ruled by Jupiter, and Aries ruled by Mars, whereas Taurus ruled by Venus, and Gemini ruled by Mercury, and Cancer ruled by Moon, and last is Leo ruled by Sun. In this way, we know all of these basics in our other schools, but the Maharshi's initial Upadesam, from that we will be knowing that the way to look into, because Pasyanti means the way we have to look into the subject. So before any analyzing the chart or knowing the future, that is predictions, we should have a proper concrete idea about the way the viewing angle, the viewing vision or viewing option. That is what the sutra says. Not only from Aquarius to that is Leo, we can also go from Cancer to Capricorn. That is Parsabhecha, that is Cha is the Capricorn. So from Cancer, if we go in again clockwise, Cancer is ruled by Moon, and Leo is ruled by Sun, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Libra is ruled by Venus, and Scorpio ruled by Mars, and Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, and Capricorn ruled by Saturn. In this way, the 7 planets, all the 7 planets rule without any repetition all the 7 signs. In that way, the sutras also tell about the way to look into the chart. So these 2 sutras not only telling about the Avipasyanti, but the pattern in which we have to look into the subject is very important. In that sense, if we take, then South Indian chart, which is a rectangle or square form, is very, very easy way and convenient way to view the systems. Similarly, when we again look into Parsabhecha, means Parsabhe, when we combine together, we have 9th, which is from Leo, is Aries. Also, Abhipasyanti by default is also Aries. So Aries, and if we take from Aries, and when we go in the backward direction till Scorpio, the 6 signs which are there. These are outer planets. That is, the outer planets are Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. They are ruled by these two signs. That is Aries and Pisces and Aquarius, ruled by Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Again, Saturn is ruled by Capricorn, Sagittarius ruled by outer planet Jupiter, and Scorpio ruled by again outer planet Mars. So the diagonal, that is straight, and the Urva Tiryakbhyam, we are talking about the horizontal and vertical lines. Horizontal and vertical lines in the chart. If we try to put a cross hair, and that cross hair cuts as if we have to imagine 6 signs on the right side and 6 signs on the left side vertically. So when we see that way, when we diagnose or we bifurcate the pattern, that is rectangle or square pattern of South Indian chart style, we will be easily understanding the one analysis, which is outer planets. And interior planets, again, they starts from Taurus to Libra. So Venus and Mercury and Sun we will know, but because Moon is a satellite, it also oscillates between in and out. However, it is in this analysis we will be knowing that Moon is also, in one sense, in a strict sense, it is inner planet. So that is mind is ruled by Moon, so it is internal. So if we take that way, so Cancer is again in interior, or we can take it as a Moon as in a default sense. Moon is an interior planet, right? So in this way, again we have an interior section and exterior section. That way we can have one section of dividing the chart, that is a rectangle or square form. But generally we take a square form only. But when we cut again in a horizontal, we have upper hemisphere and lower hemisphere. Upper hemisphere starts from Aquarius to Cancer, that is 6 signs, which are Abhipasyati, that is moon signs. They are all ruled by moon, or Ratri planets, that is night planets. Again coming down, we'll have Leo to Capricorn. We have 6 signs. They are again Dina, something like morning. So you can have such type of analysis also. So 6 signs ruled by Sun, that is Sun hemisphere, and 6 signs ruled by Moon hemisphere, that is lunar, that is luminaries. In that way, we have to bifurcate Urtha Tiryakbhyam also to apply this chart. Now, not only that, Parsabhecha, that is Parsabhe, that is Sagittarius, and that is also Kanya, that is Cha is Kanya, Virgo. So dual signs to dual signs if we take, so the diagonals which also play a very important role. So they also give some idea about how to look in future when we come our analysis part. So Sagittarius, from Sagittarius, if you say till you can take 6 or 7. So 6 if you take till Taurus, that is one way of looking. Or if you take 7 signs, that is Gemini, is also halfway. So we can have a 6 or 7 signs in diagonally. Again, when we see here in another way, Pisces to Virgo, we'll have a 6 signs or 7 signs. We can have like that analysis. So I would like to give that all diagrammatically, so that you can understand the way aspects between signs exist, and it is very easy way to analyze them like that way. So that in continuation to that, what Maharshi says is Tanishta Asta Tadvatu. So Tanishta Asta, Anishta is we have here as a Bahuvachana, that is plural. But when we take Katapaya, that means Nishta is 20, that is 20. When we divide by signs, 12 signs, we'll have 8. So what is this 8? So 8 is very important. Nishta is 8 important. That is Ashtavidha Prakriti. So we already had a Ashtavidha Prakriti analysis in the previous videos. But presently, when we see this 8 is Cha, Tanishthas Cha. Cha means also. So what is that Cha means? So what is that also? So here the meaning is Cha is Shadbala, that is whatever the schools, other schools have been already stated, that Shadbala in that their Drigbala, that is Drigbala is planetary aspects, also should be taken into consideration along with the sign aspects. So when we like that way, when we see in other schools, planets, any planet, aspects 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. In that way, 7 places it aspects. Okay. So in that way, when we have a planetary aspects, it is totally 7 places which it will be applicable. But whereas coming to sign aspects, Abhipasyan, Rukshani and Parsubhecha, they are single. That is sign only. They won't, though it is frontal and lateral, both combined together, we have to take it as a single aspect of a sign. So when we take and when we add together 7 plus 1, they become 8. So Maharshi Tanishta Astha means in not only just sign aspects, he means to say that we should also consider planetary aspect and also sign aspects. So in that way, you may get a lot of confusion because not all other science, not all other commentaries or any other books or it no one has given such explanation. Why? Because they are only thinking that sign aspects because of 5% Rukshani. No, it's not that way. Why? Because here Maharshi is trying to tell, and when we see, if we have any object that is in percent, 5% Rukshani, any object can have a long sight and short sight, right? In that way, we can have a in focus and out focus. So when we have some object in our concentration, we are focusing on that object. When the outside or whatever the surroundings are out of focus. So when we are focusing on certain thing, it is in focus, it is called. When the focus is, the object is not important and the outer side or whichever it is there, if we try to take that into consideration, then it is called out of focus. So in camera also, nowadays technology, it is trying to give the focal length apertures by taking the focal length, a variable focal length, so that it can adjust a telescopic view. So nearby and short, very long distance also it can take. So in that way technology is trying to do, but Maharshi is trying to say that in our eyeball also, our vision has two types, that is the short vision and long vision. So both we have. When we human beings, we just mere human beings can have, or animals can have a short sight and a long sight. Here, as I was telling you, that is shooter and sighter concept. A shooter is a focusing one, whereas sighter is seeing all the vision. So both combined together only it applies. So in that way, in focus and out focus, both when we apply here, in Gemini school, it is very important to consider that whenever it is in focus, that is more important. Though it is existing, but in future coming videos when the sutras come again. So whenever there is any aspect in the Tanishta means that one which is aspecting. So what is it is aspecting? That is very important. So though any planet will be placed in any sign, definitely by sign aspect it will be viewing all the three places. So definitely there will be no question of not viewing at all. But whereas the question of what is it is looking is very important. So that comes into when we consider as called in focus. In focus means we try to concentrate on certain things. In classical physics, we'll have a very macro world, whereas in quantum physics, we have a micro world. So in this analysis also, we can take it as a Gemini astrology is like a quantum, that is micro, that is particularly the pinpointing the man, the one which we want to study. So nativity. So it is that is horoscope. So we are not talking about any mundane, that is Samhita, that is all the countries and all those things. So we cannot apply to these things to any mundane astrology, basically. But in Gemini, we have to only consider the results what he is going to able to tell by through sutras. It is constrained to the one which is the boy, that is a girl, or any that is jataha, that is native. That is very important. That is called in focus. But in Parashara, when we see planet can aspect 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is what we think. But when we apply it in a degree wise, so starting when the planet is there, for example, a planet is placed in Aries. So it aspects third sign, that is after 60 degrees when we add to that. For example, if say planet is in first second of Aries, not I am talking about degrees or minutes, only first second. So if it is in first second, that is 0 degrees, 0 minutes and 1 second, and the planet is placed in Aries, there the its aspect falls on Gemini, that is third sign, in 1 second. That is, it starts from first second. So first second till that, from that it will the third aspect starts. That is called quarter aspect. So in other schools also, though they say the placements, but when we apply practically, Sripati and Varahmira, we apply practically and take it degree wise. And when we apply degree wise, we'll see that planet aspects third house when it is in starting of the sign. But when it is in the end of the sign, it aspect falls. So if we take the 10th aspect, it because it is in Aries. When we say, for example, 29 degrees, 59 minutes and 59 seconds. So 1 second less to 30 degrees if it is placed. Then the aspect of that planet will fall, when we take the 10th aspect, it falls in Aquarius. So when we have to analyze that way, so not only in Parashara, that is planet is aspecting from Aries to Aquarius also, it is in Gemini also, the planet is aspecting Aries to Aquarius. Okay, fine. But in both these schools, one thing is very common. That is, no planet will aspect the sign which it is staying, the sign which is adjacent, the two signs which are adjacent to it. So 2, 12 and 1. These three are not being aspected by any planet in Parashara, Varahamira. So this concept is very important, though some other schools say that some other things which is called Achadana, which I don't want to discuss it. But thing is, in Parashara, a planet, any planet, when it is placed in Aries, for example, say, so its aspect falls or starts from Gemini and Cancer and Leo. That is we think. But when we take in degree wise, it can also fall, it can extend, its aspect can also extend to Virgo. So in that way, 6th also it comes. Again, if we see that way, 6th sign means Taurus is aspecting Libra. So it is a 6th sign. So in that way, Parashara, whatever we have, the 6th aspect, though it is not stated, when we apply it, it can be extended to 6th house. So here in Parashara, which is there, it is same, it is being in Gemini also. So in Taurus, when we see Taurus aspects Libra, so that is 6th sign. So we got 6th here also. So when we see 3rd, for example, a planet starts with aspecting 3rd sign in Parashara. So if we take Taurus, for example, Taurus aspects Cancer. So when and this in concentration we take 3rd is being, again, it is repeated. So 3rd is repeated. If you take 4th, dual signs aspect, dual signs, so 4th also is being, we can tick it. So when we just compare parallelly, we'll see 3rd is being aspected in both Parashara and Gemini in one way or other. So some signs aspect 3rd. So for example, say my Aries, that is movable signs, they aspect 5th, 8th and 11th. So we got 5th, 8th, 11th one. When we take fixed sign, that is Taurus, it aspects 3rd, 6th and 9th. So 3, 6, 9 we got it. So keep it aside. That is 3, 3 we got it. Again, when we take dual signs, Gemini, it aspects Virgo, it aspects 7th, that is 4th, 7th and 10th. So when we combine together all, we'll have 5, 8, 9, so mobiles, fixed 3, 6, 9, earlier I'm telling about the mobile Aries, 5, 8 and 11, 5, 8 and 11, and Taurus when we see that is fixed signs, 3, 6 and 9. So when come to dual signs, 4, 7 and 10. When we are all placed and we compare them, in generally whatever it is being stated in a Parashara school, it is also is being stated here also, but a little bit change. So what is the difference between this aspect property of entire astrology? Because astrology starts here because in Gemini starts with the aspect only. So there are other aspects, that is Sthana Bala, Digbala, Chesta Bala, all those balas. But Maharshi doesn't give in the first sutra itself, is trying to tell about the Nishtaha, that is 8 quantities, that is 7 places added together. That is what stated by Parashara, together with Gemini, what that Abhimukha and Parshva. They are 3, but they are considered as only aspect sign. So planets are 7. So 7 aspects are there. So Rahu Ketu, they are not there. That means this sutra confirms that Rahu Ketu Drishti is not there in Parashara. But when coming to here in Gemini, any planet, whether it is Rahu or Ketu, when it comes into a sign, because due to sign property, it obeys such property. That's why this is termed or treated as single aspect, single character. or single salient feature of this Jaimini school. Whereas in Parashara Parashara school, we have 7 salient features, 7 aspects. So when combined together, we have 8. That is what Nishtha means. So you may get a little bit, to make it very simple, I am giving a video. But in order to do that, you have to imagine a stadium and a palace concept. In a stadium, we'll have a vision which is in the orbit, which is the external orbit or outer rim. That whatever the spectator, whoever the spectator is staying in the outer rim, he will have a lot of vision, or a long vision or wide angle. So Saturn is having a wide angle, that is 3 and 10. So in that way, when we come to interior planets also, they have all these 3, 2, 8 and 10 all, but they only aspect is straight, that is 7th, it is strong aspect. That is what in other schools they say. So here in the Parashara, we have to imagine that the planets are behaving in a stadium type of situation. But when coming to Jaimini, if we have to imagine it is a palace, not in a stadium. So in a palace, we have, for example, imagine that we have a South Indian style. They're all houses. So in that houses, just like a palace has all the houses, that is like 12 houses or something. So the one which is in the northeast corner, that is room, it is having windows, and from there the person who looks into outside world, he can only look through 3 places. That is, one is north, another is the east and northeast. Those 3 places only, 3 directions only he can view, but not all the other directions because of his placement of his room. Again, any other, if you say for example diagonally southwest room, so the person or whoever comes into that room, there are 3 windows. Imagine like 3 windows. One window is opening the vision towards the south. Another window opens the vision to the west, and another window opens vision to the southwest. Similarly, that is how the 3, just like that we have in palace concept. We have to imagine Jaimini also as a palace. Now both are applicable. So it depends on, because of our body, when the Atma comes inside the body, because of it's like a mansion, like a zodiac sign is also mansion, it's an abode. So from that abode concept, if we take, though the solar system is like a stadium, but at the same time, beyond solar system, we have a zodiac, which is entire cosmos, which is like a mansion, that is like a palace. So I was telling about that, without key, we cannot enter into the palace of Jaimini. So in this way, Jaimini tries to say that when we consider aspects of science, we have Abhimukha Drishti and Parsva Drishti. Whereas when we consider as a planetary sign, that is planetary aspect, that is a stadium aspect, there arises the situation of 7 places. But when we say the 7, when we apply to starting and end degrees, we'll little bit will not only settle with 10, it can also extend their aspect. In actual, practically, it can extend it to 11 also. So at the most in Parashara, 2, 12 and 1, they don't aspect. That is what similarly Jaimini also says, no sign aspects its adjacent to 2 signs. So either it may be movable, fixed or dual, no sign will aspect anything which is adjacent to it and itself. So in that way, we will be knowing that, for example, that is, we have Vipassanti Parsva, these 2 sutras. So movable sign aspects fixed sign, if you say simply like that, so we have to settle with 4 types of combinations. So movable means Aries, aspects Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius. There are 4 cases. And again, when we come to fixed sign aspects movable sign, if we say that way, then Taurus is fixed sign, it will be aspecting Cancer, it aspects Libra, it is aspects Capricorn, and it aspects Aries, if we say like that way. So there are 4 cases. But when we come to dual signs, dual sign aspect a dual sign, then the doubt will be removed. It will be solved in dual signs only, because Gemini, which is a dual sign, it aspects Virgo, it aspects Sagittarius, it aspects Pisces, but it doesn't aspect itself. So there is a inequality in between these. So that inequality is being removed by Maharshi by stating that these Aquarius and Cancer and Leo and Capricorn, which are two signs owned by Saturn and only single sign owned by Moon and Sun. So this very important point, which is very different from when we take the inequality to strike that inequality out of our mind, or to remove that inequality, to maintain that inequality, to remove that, we'll be definitely settling with we have to remove one sign from the pair of movable and fixed. Which sign should be removed? So the adjacent signs, which are as per Parashara, same philosophy is applicable here in Gemini also. So in that way, the signs which is near to it, they won't aspect. In that way, Aquarius doesn't aspect Capricorn. So this is one specialty. Though other signs, if you say for example Aries to Scorpio, Mars is ruled both signs, but it can aspect. Again, Venus, when we see Taurus and Libra, it is ruled by Venus, so it can aspect. So that flexibility or that property exists between four planets, that is Mars, Venus and Mercury and Jupiter. These four planets, they own their two signs and they can aspect. But whereas Saturn comes, it cannot aspect. It cannot aspect its own sign. So when Saturn is in Aquarius, it cannot aspect Capricorn. If it is Capricorn, is Saturn, it cannot aspect Aquarius. But not only Saturn, any planet comes into Aquarius or any planet comes into Capricorn, it cannot aspect these two. Not only that, when we extend generally, any fixed sign can aspect, other all movable, but except leaving the nearest one. So the philosophy that is nearest one, which why they don't explain in any Vruddhakarikas, is only can be understood by taking in focus and out focus. That is what we have, both visions, that is every human or any living being, it can have a short sight and long sight, a telescopic view and a general view. So I would like to give the videos that is a slide form, so that you can easily understand the subject what I would like to convey to you. When this is being studied, when we apply this formula, this analysis will be very helpful in analyzing a chart. In future video, we'll take an example and we'll demonstrate the things. Hari Om Tat Sat.